everybody. Welcome to our conversation with wellness professionals and water. We have today Rocio from Chile, South America. Rocio, here's to you.
Hi, Wayne.
Hi, I love your beautiful cup.
Yeah, it is a mate that is a beverage that we drink in the South America, in many countries, and that's mean a lot for us. It's like a sharing time.
That's awesome. Well, welcome to today's program. We're so excited to learn more about you. And we've got a question that we're going to have a conversation about here at Conversations with Wellness Professionals and Water. So a little bit about Rocio, though. I have to introduce everybody as to who is Rocio. She's pretty cool. So here's a little bit I'd like to read about Rocio. Rocio is coming to us from Chile, South America, and also speaks Spanish as well as English. Rocio is a light worker, meaning that she channels with the Akashic Records while reading them for individuals, integrating breathwork and different healing techniques. Rocio has had many channeling events in her life that lead to this moment of discovery that she can help others with this gift. She has been healing individuals in the United States and Chile for several years. She is available to work with groups and individuals. Rocio is very service-minded, and I think she excels at helping people find and connect with your heart. So welcome to the show today. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Wayne. It's really nice, and it's an honor to be here sharing with you.
I tell you what, it looks beautiful in Chile right now. I wish I was there. That's awesome.
It is it's in the middle of the autumn, and the sun is shining. Just now it's a cloud over our head, but still a beautiful time.
Wonderful. Well, our conversation question today is, you have a deep connection with the spirit world, and I think people out there want to understand that a little bit better. Like, how do you combine Akashic Records with breathwork? Because that's really different, and I want to understand more about how you do that and the benefits that that is for people.
Thank you for that question. It's interesting because this is part of my work, that some people that I receive to have healings, they are not really connect with what they need. And many times when they don't know how to go through the healing, Akashic Records helps to go deep in their emotion and their stories. Even go through trauma they cannot remember. And they help us to see and connect for what is happening. And in the beginning, just I open a sacred space, like the people can feel safe. And then when I channel, when I open the Akasha for that person with their permission, we meditate together, and I ask them to be a channel as well. Then I do a short meditation with the Akasha, and that allow them to also open their Akasha, open that place where bring peace, light, and bring you to your heart to be quiet and calm. And that is the beginning of the way that I mix them. Then we have a small chat that we can share how it's going or what they need. And sometimes they really, they don't know what they need. They ask guides, to their guides, but how can they work? And that is the time when I receive the messages that they need to be listening in that moment for that healing session. And that is the first part that I combine Akashic Records and the breathwork session. Then we go to the breathing time. And that is interesting because they begin to breathe. And in that breathing, the guides begin to show me if I need to move some part of the body for release, or if I need to move some energetic feelings that also help them to release, or even say a word. that help them to connect with what they need to be healing. And in the end, we share again how was the session and if they receive any messenger or remember or any thought. And also in that time, when we finish and I close the Akasha, I ask the guide if they have something left to say to them. And this is the last time that I use them in a healing session in breathwork. And that is the way that I combine it.
That's interesting. Wow. I imagine you have times where people come and they sit with you and they may not know what they need or want, but when you tell them what you're sensing and understanding, do they have some aha moments where they go, you know what, that just sounds so familiar, or that, you know, that just rings a lot of meaning to me? Does that happen where, you know, you don't know a lot of background about these folks, but sometimes you can tell them things that maybe they were unaware of or they were aware of?
That's happened a lot. They, when they are in the beginning of on these healings, they come because they know that they need help and they don't want to go to any other places. And they look for me like mouse by mouse. And in that time, when they arrive, they really don't know exactly what to do. When we open in the first session, we just do a reading. And in that moment, they have many aha times because they don't know me, I don't know them, and they show me what they need to be seen. And when that makes sense to them, they begin with the aha time, like, aha, how do you know that? And this is super beautiful time because they realize and they go immediately in a peace place where they can go further in the healing.
That's right. That's right. And then for those that don't know, Akashic Records, universal energy, right up in the cosmos that you can connect to. How would you describe the Akashic Records to people that may not really understand what that is?
Sorry, I didn't hear really well. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, so for those folks that do not know what Akashic Records really are, I mean, how would you describe it? As like the universal energy that's up in the cosmos that you can connect to, that everybody has access to? If you could just define Akashic Records for folks.
Okay, in a few words, I would love to say that the Akashic Records is a storage place where all the information to your life is in there. Looks like a book, a light book, and inside is the information of your soul. That means it's not this life, it's all the life that you have been living. And that's helped to many people that they are bringing things from their others' life, and they need to healing.
Yeah.
Then if I want to close the idea to Akashic Record, it is a light book where all the information is storage and you can open it and read it.
That's awesome. I think one other thing too is, you know, people may have life changes or traumas that have occurred. And this is a vehicle for that, right? A vehicle to help people understand and know what to do when they have a life change or a trauma, correct?
Yes, it's really true. Sometimes some person like they are totally different to what they are saying to me, like, and I can see that they come from another time, that the trauma that they are carrying is not recently, and they need to go really, really deep in the work.
Okay. So, and then the other thing about that is, as they go through this trauma and you make that connection for them and you see that this is something that they need to work on. There may also be a time where you have to get them to the point of really understanding and accepting that trauma, right? So there's also a process that you work with people about understanding and accepting what they need to understand and accept in order to move through the healing process. So I think that's where the breath work comes in to really help them with that, right?
Is that correct?
Okay.
Some person, they just come for readings, and I also offer to them to go to a healing process with breathwork, and many of they accept because they can see that they cannot go through by themselves. That is easy to go with helper, and breathwork is a really good help to relieve trauma.
That's awesome. Well, I know there's a lot more we could talk about this, and what is breath work, and the depth of what you do is pretty astounding. So we'll have to get together with you again and really dive into some more information on that. But I think for today, you answered the question about the connection between Akashic Records and breath work, and how just important it is when people have a trauma or life change or a need to speak with someone, that this is also a healing process that could be very helpful for people. So I appreciate you taking time out of your day, Rocio, from Chile, South America, and cheers to you for being on our little show here.
Cheers to you. Thank you, Wei. Have a nice day.
Thank you. And to everybody else who tuned in, thank you for tuning in here at www.mindbodyandspirit.com, where you can check out all these wellness professionals as we have conversations with water and wellness. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye, Wayne. Have a nice day.
Yep, you too.